Okay, so it's pretty rare. In fact, people have even mentioned the fact that I never really talk about what goes on in Canada. And I have mentioned in the past that the reason I don't talk about much things in Canada, whether it be news, politics, whatever, is because there isn't much that goes on in Canada. This country's fucking boring and stupid. But this is great. So let's get into this. I'm actually surprised that Canada is what did this and not the US, but COVID-19 and sex, you can have safe coronavirus sex now, apparently. You guys gotta see this shit. If you're feeling fine and have no symptoms of COVID-19, you can still have sex. If you're feeling sick, skip it. So here's the interesting thing, like, can we acknowledge that this is really only for people who are having like one night stands? Because it doesn't apply to couples. Because if you're a couple, you most likely already live together anyway. So, like, and what is the idea here? That you can only get coronavirus through sex? Because the thing is, if you're already around a person, even if they're not your partner, but even if you're with somebody, let's say at a party or a gathering or something, right? If you're near a person, just talking to them, you can still contract COVID through your nose and mouth. So why do we have to have safe sex, but not safe anything else? Like, what's the notion that if you're talking to somebody, you're safe, and then once your penis goes in, you're suddenly not safe? That's not true. You're unsafe even before you have sex. So it's kind of counterproductive. But anyway, sex can be very important for mental, social, and physical well-being. Yeah, it is a part of everyday life. People can, will, and should continue to have sex during the COVID-19 pandemic. Messages that discourage or shame people from sexual contact can be harmful and may discourage people from seeking essential sexual health services. If you are avoiding sex because somebody shamed you for having sex, I think you need to get some help. You should always make informed and consensual decisions about sex. This resource offers some tips and strategies to help you reduce the spread of COVID-19 to you, to your partners, and to your community. Yeah, you gotta make sure that if you're gonna be masturbating in public, you don't spread your semen on the sidewalk or patio tables, because you gotta be careful of your community too. How it spreads. The COVID-19 virus is spread by liquid droplets in saliva and respiratory breathing fluids when a person coughs, sneezes, and sometimes when a person talks or sings. So, are you admitting that masks don't work? Anyway. They're not. I just thought I'd bring that up. It can be spread to people who are within 2 meters, about 6 feet, of a person with the virus if the droplets are inhaled, breathed in, or land in the mouth or nose of someone nearby. So this isn't really about safe sex then. It's about safe anything, even kissing. Whether you are engaged in a sexual activity or not, it can also be passed by touching contaminated surfaces and then touching the face, eyes, nose, or mouth. So now you're kind of making the whole sex thing irrelevant, because it can be given to another person through basically anything. Like basically anything and everything. So why are we just talking about safe sex? You might as well tell people to not have sex, to not have any casual sex whatsoever, and only have sex with your partner. And if you're single, then too fucking bad. Anyway, the virus has been found in semen. Really? Well, I suppose if you already have the virus, then yes. But then again, like, what's the point of the safe sex, right? Because they're bringing up safe sex by using glory holes, right? And we'll get to that in a minute. But if you already have it, then the glory hole thing isn't going to help. If you don't have it and use the glory hole, then you don't have to worry. So the glory hole thing is completely useless. It is not yet known if the virus is found in blood or internal genitalia vaginal fluids. Why? Why wouldn't it be? Anyway, it is not clear yet the virus can be transmitted through sex. Then why are we talking about it? And if it's found, and if it is found in semen, then how is it not transmitted through sex? What? You are your safest sex partner. So pleasure yourself. Your next safest sex partners are the persons you live with, or the persons who has the closest contact with you, with only you and no one else. If you're feeling sick, skip sex. Well, I would think so, because now you're not even allowed to leave your house, so naturally you'd be skipping sex too. And if you're with your partner, you can have sex because chances are they have it just from being near you. So again, irrelevant. You should not have sex with anyone if you or your partner has symptoms or been in contact or had exposure to a case of person or been advised to self-isolate. If you're feeling well and have no symptoms of COVID, you can have sex. Masturbating, in other words, no. You are your safest sex partner. Masturbating by yourself, aka solo sex, will not spread COVID-19. Well, duh. If you masturbate with a partner, physically distancing will lower your chances of getting COVID. Can you imagine if you have a sex partner and you're both masturbating together, but you're like 6 feet apart? Could this be the most awkward sex in the world? Good God. Virtual sex. Video dates, phone chats, sexting, online chat rooms, and group cam rooms are ways to engage in sexual activity with no chance of spreading COVID. Be aware of the risks of sharing information or photos online. Oh, they mean for like privacy. Okay, I thought you were going down a COVID route with photos. That would be interesting. Sharing photos online, webcamming. Some people do not share personal information or show their face or other identifiable body parts for more privacy. Sex with partners. Okay, this ought to be interesting. So let's just see how contradictory this is, right? This is for people that you live with, which means that any safe sex is irrelevant because, like I said, COVID is transmitted just from being next to a person. Having one or a few regular sex partners can help lower the chances of being exposed to COVID-19. So basically, don't be a whore. That's all they're trying to say. The types of sexual activities you want to have with them and the precautions that you can each take to make sex safer for you and your sex partner, like wearing a mask and social distancing. Could you imagine having sex while wearing a mask? This is so dumb. Surely it would be transmitted to the person just from being super close or putting your dick in or touching their body. Right? So wearing a mask would be useless, and it's also incredibly awkward. Imagine you have a mask on and you're trying to have sex with somebody. Oh my God. It would also be, I don't know if they're aware, but it would be surprisingly difficult to social distance if you are wearing a mask because, I mean, unless, of course, your dick is 6 feet long. But anyway. Whether you or your sex partner or anyone you are in contact with have a higher chance of getting a more serious COVID-19 illness, such as someone with an underlying medical condition like diabetes, lung disease, cancer, or a weakened immune system. Talking about these things will help you and your partners make informed decisions about sex, your health, and the health of others. Can you imagine if, like, before you have sex with anybody, you go through, like, a screening process? You're just like, yes, so, do you have sneezing, coughing, sore throat, trouble breathing, any of these, good sir? No, I'm quite clear. My respiratory system is fine. Okay, good. I just need you to wear this mask, this condom. You could put on this hazmat suit, and we'll pick up that glory hole thing there that I can't wait to show you guys. And let's just have precautions. No kissing allowed. Like, could you imagine how freaking awkward this would be? Steps to protect yourself during sex. Here are some ways to lower the chances of being exposed to it. I can't wait for this. Ask your partner if they're feeling unwell or have any symptoms. Okay, that's fine. Consider keeping contact information for your partner so that you can reach them if one of you develops symptoms. Before and after sex. Wash your body with soap and water, which will not help if you have COVID. Wash your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Same thing. Wash sex toys thoroughly per the manufacturer's instructions. Most, but not all, can be cleaned with mild unscented soap and water. Do not share them with multiple partners. No shit. Shouldn't that be a rule people follow even before COVID? Like, who the hell was going, hi, can I borrow your dildo? I want your vaginal juices in my vagina. Granted, that does happen in porn, but I'm pretty sure they take very specific precautions and probably get yeast infections anyway. Or UTIs. Regardless, wear a face covering or mask. Heavy breathing during sex can create more droplets that may transmit COVID-19. What if the mask is causing you to sweat more because making your breathing a bit more difficult to do, and then the sweat droplets get on your partner. But we can ignore that. That's fine. Avoid or limit kissing and saliva exchange. People who are sex addicts but don't care about being romantic are going to love that one. Choose sexual positions that limit face-to-face contact. My favorite. Doggy style position is now going to go way up this year. And I don't know if you guys know, but apparently if you're doing doggy style sex position, you can actually get pregnant easier because of the way the way the cervix is angled. So pregnancy will also go up this year. But anyway, use barriers like walls, e.g. gloryholes that allow for sexual contact but prevent close face-to-face contact. This is the funniest thing. Can you imagine using one of these? I think what makes this the funniest is that glory holes were invented by the porn industry. And now they're being pushed as something we should actually use. We'll talk about it when we get to the picture I want to show you guys, because somebody actually designed one and is selling it. Using condoms, lubricant, and dental dams may help to further reduce the chances by minimalizing contact with saliva, semen, feces, blood, and or internal genitalia / vaginal fluids during sex. Okay. Now for the most important part of this hilarious article. Are you ready to see the guy who actually created a portable glory hole? Can you actually imagine yourself buying this? This guy, Pastor Alex, who is from British Columbia in Canada, actually made this. Okay, let's review this thing, okay? First of all, this does not help the 6 feet thing, okay? That's the first thing. 2, the article openly says we don't know if sex in and of itself prevents the spread, but rather liquid does, like blood, sweat, cum, etc. So the circle where you put your dick is not going to prevent cum, making it worthless. Also, the guy has to literally hold it with his hands while fucking a girl, and that is going to be hilariously awkward. Could you imagine dropping this thing by accident? Also, what's the point of the plastic thing for the face if you're going to be wearing a mask or face shield anyway? And lastly, it only just barely covers the body. Like, it's not really wide, right? It just covers, like, the basic part of your body. So it's not going to really help with the whole 6 feet thing. Like, what? You don't think air can travel through the arm? You know, the hand... The fucking hand, like, rail... I can't even fucking speak here. The handles? Or the hole for the dick? Or around the plastic? Like, come on, it's air. You don't know how air moves? This is fucking hilarious. And the fact that it's like a porn industry thing, and it's now being brought to the public, and I can just imagine the memes on this thing, or what's gonna happen to the porn industry if they make this thing mainstream. Like... This is hilarious. I have been waiting for a great topic related to Canada, and this is fucking hilarious and dumb. Oh boy. But what do you guys think?